Hello, fellow wealth builders. This is TJ from TJTrue.com. And before we get into this video, if you would like, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you can receive more information for me as soon as it comes out. That would be appreciated. I would appreciate it, and I think you would be better off for it. So believe me, I know what I'm talking about. This video, I wanted to talk to you about an article that I read. It's recent on CNN. They were talking about the mistakes that parents make sure that their children will be miserable financially. And I was reading it and I thought it was very interesting because it led me back to how I was raised and what I grew up thinking about money and learning about money. And one of the things that they talked about was always saying yes, which I, not that because I'm black, I wouldn't know anything about that, but I'm black, so I don't know anything about that. We actually had a song that we used to sing when we talked about our mom, and the song was called No. Because we would just sing no a bunch of times when thinking about what our mom would say if we asked her for anything at all. And oh, we were assholes. But point of the matter is that always saying yes is a detriment to your child, and buying things right away is a detriment. And I realize that that's actually a really important thing. Buying things right away is detrimental to your child's ideas about reality, about needs and wants and instant gratification. Because I noticed that there are a lot of people. I'm so preachy with my younger friends. I'm about to be 38 years old, and I am constantly like telling people not to buy stuff. Like they're like, "Oh, I want to get the new PS5." I'm like, "Don't do that. What is you crazy?" And they're like, "What are you talking about?" And they always say, and I've talked about it before, where they're always talking about spend it while you got it, or you can't take it with you, or treat yourself, don't treat yourself. All bullshit terms to actually mean I don't know about financial literacy. And not that buying something that you want is a bad thing, but the idea of instant gratification needs to be shown and taught to children, because there are a lot of people who grow up and become adults and think that because there is an extra, not even, there's no such thing as extra, because there is $400 in their account and they've paid their rent, you know what I mean, and they're getting paid in 2 weeks, that they can afford to spend that $400 on something that is unnecessary or wasteful. And one of the biggest disservices we are doing as a society is not telling people about long-term goals. And when I say long-term, I'm not even talking about a 5-year plan, which I suggest everyone always have and be constantly updating. But I'm talking about a long-term plan. Like, for example, I know somebody who is in a financial bind every 6 months without fail. Now, this person will get their tax money at the beginning of the year, spend it all on. They'll pay their bills that month, all their bills. They'll pay all their bills up on time for that month, and then they'll go and buy a car, or always a car, and clothes and things of that nature. And they don't make a smart purchase on their car. They'll buy a car that they have the money currently for. And what I mean by that is they'll have $1,000 and the car payments will be $400, and their monthly bills will be $2,000, but their monthly income will be $2,000 without the car. Okay, so, or $2,100 without the car. And so then, like 2 months later, after they've rid themselves of all the cash flow that they had from their income taxes, now they are stuck trying to figure out how to pay this bill. Or maybe they did have the money for the bill, but they had never budgeted for things like emergencies, or a flat tire, or a blown head gasket, or anything. And a lot of people are like, "Oh, well, you can't budget for emergencies." And I'm like, that's actually not really true. There's literally something that you're supposed to do every single month, which is budget for emergencies. Like, even if you're only putting in $50 a month, if you put in $50 a month for an entire year, you've got $600 set up for the purpose of paying for something that would happen out of the blue. So, miss me with that don't budget for emergencies bullshit, because if you're not, you need to be budgeting for everything. Um, Getting off topic. Point is teach your children the proper ways to handle money so that they don't become adults who are financially retarded. Because there is nothing worse than having somebody. There's nothing worse than being a person who tries to budget for those issues, has issues themselves, and then can't call on other people because those people are the people who call you when they're having financial issues. You know what I mean? You don't want to, if you are not that person, tell somebody else. Tell somebody else, because if you're not that person, I guarantee you're their backup plan. You're the person that they call when their cell phone bill needs to be paid and they had an emergency that they had to use the money that they would normally pay their cell phone bill with to pay for that emergency. You know what I mean? Now, they won't listen to you when you say to budget for emergencies, but they will call you and ask you for that money when shit goes awry. So, I don't know, be more preachy, or maybe budget for their emergencies yourself. But do something. Somebody do something. I can't be the only one who wants somebody to do something. Do something. Everybody do something. Damn it.